Good evening, Nighthawks. I'm Caroline Coleman.
And I'm Erica Schmidt, and this is Vanguard News.
People across the nation were shocked at the surfacing of the biggest college admissions scam ever prosecuted. Actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman were among the dozens accused of paying bribes and faking athletic resumes to get their kids into college. So what do UNG students and faculty think about the scandal? Stay tuned to find out. Over spring break, the FBI has aided universities across the country in the unveiling of a scandal that has two actresses, Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman, tied to a $500 million lawsuit on the account of fraud. Both the actresses and their spouses are accused of paying proctors thousands of dollars to facilitate cheating on the SAT and bribing coaches to nominate their unqualified children as recruited athletes. Loughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, has even stated in a video published on YouTube that she is only interested in partying rather than attending classes. I went around campus to ask people about their thoughts on the scandal.
I was honestly shocked because I would never expect her to do something like that. It's someone that I watched growing up on Full House. And yeah, I knew of her daughter and I knew that she went to USC, but I definitely didn't think that's a school that a parent would want to bribe their way into getting their student to go.
I think both should be held responsible because you go to universities to learn and to grow and to better yourself, but not for something like that, not for a party,
It's crazy. Aunt Becky really let us down. I don't know. I feel like that just kind of sucks because there's other people out there that really want to get into college and it's harder for them to get into college, but you paid for your daughter to get in.
There were actually these professionals who were sitting in on the SAT and the ACT test, taking the test for these students. And so that's when it starts crossing an ethical line to me and being like, well, you either have some integrity to your admission process or you don't. And if you're not going to have any kind of integrity to your admission process, just make it open admissions and just take anybody who shows up with an application fee. There are schools like that. And, but they're not usually the prestige schools. So I guess that's what the big fight is about, who wants to get into some of these schools. And, honestly, the thing that I found myself kind of agog about was USC. USC, it's a nice school, but it's that's a prestige school.
A patient at Lanier Dermatology Clinic on South Onoda Avenue in Gainesville held hostages at gunpoint on Monday and was pronounced dead on the scene after being shot by a police officer. I went to the scene to investigate. In this disturbing video from an eyewitness, you can see hostages running out of the building before hearing the gunshots police fired at Hamilton. I'm reporting to you directly from where the incident occurred on Monday morning, and as you can see behind me, there's a patrol vehicle monitoring Sherwood Plaza on Onoda Avenue. The Gainesville Police Department has not issued a statement on the motives or as of why Hamilton came to the Dermatology Center to hold hostages at gunpoint. This is Caroline Coleman reporting to you live from Vanguard News. From what used to be a DUI school on Main Street in downtown Gainesville, an exciting new school has taken its place, and its subject matter is far more uplifting: rock and roll. Let There Be Rock School, owned by Hell Yeah bass player Kyle Sanders, recently had its grand opening in March and is now officially in session. The school has opened its doors to students of all ages and skill levels to take lessons on their choice of instrument. Whether it be drums, guitar, bass, vocals, and keyboard, there is a place for any student passionate and ready to rock. Sanders gave me a look inside Let There Be Rock School, which is a step inside a rock and roll fantasy, decorated with a vast variety of donated instruments and an endless collection of posters that plastered the walls.
I'm trying to keep it like either me or the school related. Like it's a lot of old bands and posters and flyers, and it's all the school shows are going to hopefully start to fill up all the rest of the walls, but everything else is a lot of my past and
future to come.
And future to come. There's plenty of wall space. My band Hell Yes now. I used to be in a band called Medication. My brother plays in a band Mastodon.
So you can keep the history.
Exactly right.
Of
Because
it.
it's basically all the stuff that was collecting in my house that I couldn't just. This isn't my bedroom anymore. Actually, my bedroom is now here, so that's what it used to look like.
The Gainesville Square went to the dogs in Hall County Animal Shelter's 4th annual Mutts on Main. I met several canines of different breeds and spent time with dogs up for adoption at the shelter, including an elderly Labrador named Milo. And in case you missed it, I attended the event to get an inside look at all the fun. Hi, I'm Caroline Coleman, and I'm live here at Gainesville Square. I'm here for Mutts on Main. I'm about to walk in the fashion show with the Bee's Knees Boutique, and we're going to be featuring animal shelter adoptions. This is Milo right here. He's a cute little lab mix, and he's up for adoption today. And I'm just here to check out all the action. This is Caroline Coleman reporting to you live for Vanguard News. Candytopia, a candy exhibit in Buckhead, features portraits and sculptures of various animals and celebrities made entirely from sweets. Our very own Carly Dobbs got her sweet tooth fix and went to see what the pop-up exhibit was all about. I'm reporting to you on Super Bowl Sunday in front of Grace Episcopal Church, one of the 6 locations that the Westboro Baptist Church has chosen to picket. And as you can see behind me, the Gainesville Police Department has blocked off Northeast Boulevard and Washington Street in lieu of the protest. Members of the Gainesville community have come here to counter-protest the Westboro Baptist Church. This is Caroline Coleman in downtown Gainesville for Vanguard News.
The Westboro Baptist Church is notorious for their regular protests at gay pride events, funerals of fallen U.S. soldiers, and federal courthouses. The members were carrying signs bearing messages like "God hates fags" and "Your pastor is a whore." The controversial Kansas-based church picketed at 6 churches in Gainesville before protesting the Super Bowl this past Sunday. I spoke to members of the Westboro Baptist Church to ask them why they chose Gainesville as their destination for their protest.
We figure the people of Gainesville need to have the truth of God as bad as anybody else. We kind of use that God hates fags as a let's draw you in, and you need this message, and let's do some preaching here.
Universally, every church in this city teaches the lie that God loves everyone, and that's a lie from hell. There's no fear of God in this city. There's no fear of God in the state of Georgia. There's no fear of God in the United States of America or the world, because the preachers are dumb dogs.
Amidst the protests, I spoke to churchgoers in the community on their thoughts of the protesters gathered at their places of worship.
Well, they have a right to protest, just like anybody has, free speech in the United States, so they're able to say their piece. As long as they leave us in peace to worship, I'm fine with that. The only thing I would say is they're a little presumptuous to think that their path is right or better than our path, so everybody has to find their own path.
Their kind of hate is not necessary in our community. When it comes down to it, we are a community united. So we don't need their influence here.
Prior to the demonstrations at Grace Episcopal Church, you could hear the bells constantly ringing for 20 minutes prior to the service. I spoke to Reverend Higginbotham on his motives to ringing the bells.
It was. We always ring the bells prior to the service, but I wondered, you can hear them all over town. And so I wanted to find some way that would be a symbol, for people when there's so much screaming, so much tension and anger, and trying to posture ourselves. Like, what would it be like to actually have the bells be a symbol of God's love that rings out through the entire town?
The message that Reverend Higginbotham delivered in the service was the popular Corinthians verse discussing love, and was selected years in advance, as determined by the lectionary cycle. Higginbotham believed that this was no coincidence.
If I speak in the tongues of mortals and of angels, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have all faith as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. And now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love.
Left Nut Brewery, which is located on Atlanta Highway, a mile from UNG's Gainesville campus, hosts an unconventional workout class involving drumsticks. I attended the class on Saturday to check it out.
Every other Saturday, Left Nut Brewery opens their doors to a very peculiar group fitness class called Sweat and Sip, hosted by Rockstar Fitness. The workout class features Pound Fit, a cardio jam session inspired by drumming. The speakers are cranked up, loud, and workout attendees use weighted bright green ripsticks while using high-intensity movements choreographed to music. The class costs $10 at the door, which includes a wristband to attend the class, and a free Left Nut beer after the workout. Leanna Chanel, the owner of Rockstar Fitness, began teaching Pound 2 years ago and has since accumulated a following of 500 on Facebook. This Sweat and Sip marked the 2-year anniversary celebration with over 100 rock stars in attendance. According to Pound Fit's website, a 45-minute class can burn up to 475 calories. After their jam session, the rock stars have a chance to enjoy a vast selection of complimentary beers crafted by Left Nut Brewery and delicious tacos from El Taco Man's Grill, while building community and creating new friendships. This is Caroline Coleman in Gainesville, Vanguard News.
I'm here live on Pryor Street, and runners are gearing up for the 5K portion of the Embrace race. And even though there's rain in the forecast, there's nothing keeping these people from running for a good cause. I'm Caroline Coleman in Gainesville, Vanguard News.
Flights and Heights was a show-stopping night featuring Cirque Fit's presentation of aerial entertainment for the customers at Left Nut Brewing. I stopped by to get a glance at all the action. Consider yourself lucky if you have tickets to see Gainesville Theater Alliance's production of Cabaret, because this iconic, sultry show sold out 10 weeks before opening night. I spoke to GTA director Jim Hammond at the stage tour in the Ed Cabell Theater last Tuesday to get a sneak peek of the production's progress.
So I'm Jim Hammond, Gainesville Theater Alliance Director, and we're so excited about the sold-out performances for Cabaret, and we ask ourselves, why did this show sell out 10 weeks before opening night? And I think we've got to be thinking about the incredible music of Cabaret. Money Makes the World Go Round. Maybe this time I'll win. Cabaret, the theme. It's just got great music, incredible characters. And then I think a number of folks are coming and seeing this show because they think it speaks to today. There is relevance in terms of what's going on in the world today. And it's a serious criticism of apathy that when you see evil acts and hatred, we need to call it out instead of putting our head in the sand, which is obviously what was going on in the 1930s, the rise of Nazism and And I think one of the things that this play communicates is the need to, when you see evil, call it out. And this play certainly communicates that. So we're excited about the show opening in a couple of weeks, and we hope you have your tickets and you'll have a chance to see it.
Psychi, UNG's psychology club, threw a pizza party while hosting a lecture on pet therapy. I attended the event and spoke to speaker Christy Morrison and her dog Snoopy to see what Morrison had to say to the students in attendance. I'm here with Psychi's Pet Therapy 101, and I'm here with Snoopy. She's a corregidor. She belongs to Christy Morrison, who's going to be giving a lecture today to the UNG students. This is Caroline Coleman reporting for Vanguard News.